Welcome to video 4. In this video we will tackle the impossible. We will create a universe and explore consciousness. The first 3 videos have spelled out the incredible flexibility of the abstract realm. Our universe, in which we live, is just a small part of the abstract realm. Our universe, being distilled from the abstract realm, has restrictions that large portions of the abstract realm do not have. This video is an introduction to the delineation between the two universes and how they may merge. So we're going to start by creating a universe, but first we will consider a novel. From the previous 3 videos with focus on the concept of the generative principle, it, at least to me, is clear that all the elements of a novel, such as love, hate, cities, characters, trees, could already exist within the abstract realm, whether as fundamental or as emergence. That means a novel such as War and Peace could already exist within the abstract realm. If correct, then so would infinite variations of War and Peace exist there also. The novel we have in our libraries just happens to be the one Tolstoy chose to write. While a bit controversial, this way of thinking can prepare us now to create a universe. So, as promised, time to create a universe. Imagine a single abstract object that is a 3-dimensional shape of finite size. Combine it with abstract objects of force fields and give it one final property in that it can replicate within itself. As it is replicating, the force fields are interacting, and as they do so, the pressure builds up until finally we have a popcorn-like explosion and a universe is created. If the nature of this birthing universe is balanced and stable, it will continue to exist and grow. If the force fields are complicated enough, it might well give rise to subatomic particles, atoms, molecules, and even sentient life, and possibly sentient life with a consciousness. What we have is an emergent universe created from a set of fundamental abstract objects. We have now speculated a universe that is an emergent abstract object. What does this mean for the inhabitants of this emergent universe? They are trapped within the properties and boundaries of this universe, and so it's likely that they would consider the universe as all of reality. And unless they did a little experimentation and some deep thinking, would have no reason to change their minds. But what it really means is that they are an emergent part of the abstract realm. That is, they are abstract objects unaware that they are abstract objects, because they are bound to suffer all the slings and arrows of the limitations of their emergent abstract universe. Some say our reality is all there is, and some say reality is an illusion. So let's ask the question, is our universe so very different than the above imagined universe? Our universe is understood to have a smallest unit of time and a smallest unit of distance, and is thought to have exploded from a singularity. This argument by analogy allows us to consider our universe as being both a hard reality for those trapped within it and as an emergent abstract object as a section of the abstract realm. And so we can consider that much like the Buddha says, existence is illusory, and much like Johnson says when he kicks a stone, ouch. Well, there you have it. In my estimation, our universe is more than likely an abstract object that has emerged from the abstract realm, which means we are likely emergent abstract objects within that emergent abstract universe. Yet it doesn't seem like we are abstract objects. Our pains, mistakes, successes, loves are all too real. Our bodily needs and our egos are all too personally devouring. Our misunderstanding of driving force. Movement and change within emergent universe requires that a motive force comes from within that emergent universe. That is what makes causality so puzzling for us. We are trapped within an emergent universe that is produced by a limited set of abstract objects interacting. The abstract realm as a whole has been shown doesn't necessarily have that restriction. It's time to tackle consciousness. What consciousness is as far as being a system is a little hard to pin down, but a nice simple definition is as follows. Consciousness, at its simplest, is sentience and awareness of internal and external existence. However, I like to think of consciousness as aware of being aware. The human brain can be argued to be in a moment-by-moment changing chemical state of communicating multiple control areas, each composed of tangled hierarchies and neurofeedback loops, out of which emerges consciousness. Likewise, if computers get complicated enough, it is easy to speculate that consciousness may arise there also. So what does this mean for consciousness as an abstract object? We know that consciousness doesn't exist as a tangible, so it is an abstract object. Our experience with ourselves and computers lead us to understand that complexity is required for consciousness to emerge. We also know that consciousness arises in humans as the result of chemical processes, so it is an emergent abstract object. This leads us to ask the question, is consciousness also a fundamental? Now, it is hard to argue that consciousness can be a fundamental in that apparently requires a complex substrate out of which it can emerge. Yet, there is an argument for consciousness to be a fundamental. And of course, it is grounded in the understanding of the meaning of the generative principle. Going back to video number 3 and the application of the generative principle, we have the abstract realm, generative principle, conclusion. Any emergent abstract object can be a fundamental. So if we apply that to consciousness, we get abstract realm, generative principle, conclusion, consciousness is a fundamental. Murky waters indeed. Let's have a change in perspective, and this one is for the fun of it. In video 3, it was demonstrated that abstract objects are actually concepts, and these concepts exist whether or not there is a thinker to think them. Concepts could be considered as thoughts waiting to be thought. So fundamentally then, consciousness is a thought that can think. You were warned. So, what I am saying with all of this is that a concept, no matter how abstract or complex, exists merely because it is possible to be conceived. And the magic here is that it needs no conceiver. Pay attention to what was just presented as it has application on where in the universe you live. Are there things more experiential that we can sink our teeth into? By now you know there are. We went over colors pretty well in video 3. This leads us to mind, our day-to-day consciousness and thoughts. It too, in the final analysis of our physical reality, is just chemical events. The experience of mind and its thoughts does not exist as a real and tangible physical entity. Our experience of mind is an abstract object emergent from the chemical events of our physical reality. Our physical universe is likely an emergent abstract object with the illusion of reality. Its inhabitants, then, are abstract objects, and their consciousness are abstract objects. And so, if correct, abstract objects are not just math, not just fanciful ponderings, they are in fact you. As you might be realizing by now, we have gone full circle. Combinations of fundamentals in the abstract realm give rise to universes. Some of them as physical universes, in which some can give rise to beings whose thinking process is itself an abstract object. In brief summary, consciousness is both fundamental and emergent. Consciousness is a thought that can think. Abstract objects are actually concepts. Concepts are thoughts with and without a thinker. We are abstract objects interacting within and with the abstract realm. We are emergent and fundamental concepts. We are thoughts. If you go back to video 3, it was outlined that abstract objects are not just thoughts, they are pure information. And so, once again, pay attention to what was just presented as it is application on where in the universe you live. A little aside, when considering the abstract realm in physical relation to an emergent universe, it's necessary to consider the difference in existence. That is, the abstract realm is a realm of concepts without a tangible physical expression. The abstract realm takes up no volume, an infinite amount of information contained within no space. Emergent universes can have a physical dimensional presence. When considering the abstract realm in spatial relation to an emergent physical realm, we find the abstract realm likely exists everywhere within an emergent physical realm. Another little aside for those that need more precision in their terminology. What abstract objects really are is pure information. It will be argued that thoughts and concepts need a conceiver, but pure information doesn't. Pure information just is. The importance of this aside could possibly have to do with the instantaneous transmission of information, no matter the distance, known as quantum entanglement. Information carried by the bits and pieces of our physical universe through space-time cannot travel faster than light speed, since the bits and pieces are within a space-time. Information between entangled particles is instantaneous, possibly because the information shared by entangled particles is outside of space-time. In other words, our abstract emergent universe might still be connected to the abstract realm, which is everywhere, all at once, within the physical universe. Here we have no need for a hidden variable within the physical realm, and yet the precepts of special relativity within the physical universe are not violated, and the conclusions of Bell's theorem remain intact. Have fun picking this one apart. Next time, in video number 5, we will find out where in the universe we might live. Do we have free will? And we will start to explore what is a god. Yes, that's right. Gods, goddesses, and God will be discussed. By now, you know things aren't what they seem, so brace yourself. And, even if it's with uncertainty, let's meet again in the next video.